In the vast expanse of mythology, few creatures ignite the imagination like the basilisk. A monster born of mystery and fear, this deadly being, feared for its lethal gaze and toxic breath, has haunted human stories for centuries. Yet the basilisk is more than just a terrifying beast. Its origins are deeply woven into ancient history, religion, and moral allegory. The lore is rich, its historical significance profound, and the creature has had a cultural impact spanning from Greco-Roman mythology to Christian theology and medieval Europe. The basilisk, also known as the King of Serpents, is a creature that has fascinated people for centuries, from ancient texts to medieval bestiaries, and even in alchemy, the basilisk has remained one of the most deadly and feared mythical creatures. Its reputation, a single glance could kill you, its very presence could burn the land, and believe it or not, it's so dangerous that only one creature is able to defeat it. But more on that later. The word basilisk comes from the Greek basilikos, meaning little ruler. It's easy to see why it earned such a regal title. Ancient accounts describe the basilisk as having a crown-like crest on its head, almost as if it wore the crown of a king. But that's where the charm ends. The basilisk is a deadly creature, often described as a small serpent about 30 centimeters long, as noted by Pliny the Elder in his Natural History. This Roman naturalist wrote about the basilisk in 79 AD, claiming it hailed from the region of Cyrene in North Africa. Despite its small size, the basilisk was deadly. Pliny described its breath and venom as so potent that it could kill not only by bite, but through mere contact with the area where it's been. Worse, its gaze could turn men to stone or kill them instantly. The basilisk did not even move like an ordinary snake, slithering low to the ground. Instead, it advanced upright, almost arrogantly, asserting its dominance over the animal kingdom. But here's an interesting twist. For every venomous creature, nature provides an antidote. According to Pliny, the only creature immune to the basilisk's deadly powers was the weasel, whose odor was said to be lethal to the basilisk. In fact, kings of old would send weasels into basilisk dens just to rid the area of this terrifying serpent. Now, over time, the myth of the basilisk evolved to become more complex and intertwined with other legends. For instance, during the Middle Ages, the basilisk became closely associated with another deadly creature, the cockatrice. The distinction between the two was blurred, and they were often considered the same being. According to medieval legend, the basilisk was born in a peculiar way, hatched from an egg laid by a rooster and incubated by a toad. One of the most famous features added to the basilisk mythology during this period was its ability to breathe fire, just like a dragon. Some accounts even claim that the basilisk could kill by touch. It was also said that its venom could travel through objects, meaning that if someone had struck it with a sword, the venom could travel up the sword and poison the attacker. However, there are some creative methods for defeating the basilisk in later stories that do not involve the odor of a weasel. One such tale tells of a brave young man who outwitted the creature using mirrors, tricking the basilisk into killing itself with its deadly gaze. This trope of the monster being defeated by its own powers would become a popular theme in later legends. Sounds a bit like another ancient myth, doesn't it? Do you know which one? Please write your answers in the comments below. The basilisk's influence didn't start with ancient texts or medieval bestiaries. Over the centuries, it's been referenced in some of the greatest works of literature. William Shakespeare, for example, made several references to the basilisk In his plays, including Richard III, both Samuel Richardson and Jonathan Swift played with the basilisk's reputation for lethal beauty. Religious texts also drew on the image of the basilisk to represent pure evil. The basilisk would appear as a symbol of the devil, a serpent so deadly that even the bravest knights or saints could not defeat it without divine intervention. These references further solidified the basilisk as a metaphor for deadly sin or temptation. Even today, the basilisk remains a potent figure in modern popular culture. One of its most famous representations appears in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, where the basilisk is depicted as a massive serpent with a deadly gaze. Beyond the wizarding world, the basilisk continues to appear in video games, fantasy literature, and even art, whether as a deadly foe in Dungeons and Dragons or a reinterpretation in modern myths. The basilisk's terrifying abilities continue to captivate audiences. But let's move beyond the fantastic stories and look at what the basilisk represents on a deeper symbolic level. In many ways, the basilisk is the ultimate embodiment of unchecked power. Its gaze alone can kill, symbolizing the lethal nature of tyrannical rulers or the dangers of hubris. Even its name, Little Ruler, implies a sense of legal authority. But like all despots, it's a creature that must be defeated for balance to be restored. Throughout history, the basilisk has also been used to symbolize things that are dangerous yet alluring. In literature, it often represents toxic beauty or destructive allure, like the sirens from Greek mythology. Its association with alchemy further cements its role as a creature tied to transformation, power, and danger. The blood of the basilisk was even said to have the ability to turn copper into gold, showing that its destruction could bring forth a new creation, something valuable. So, why has the basilisk persisted in our collective imagination for so long? Perhaps it's because it symbolizes our deepest fears, the unseen dangers, the hidden powers that can destroy us with a mere glance. The basilisk serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the consequences of unchecked power or ambition. At the same time, the creature's ultimate defeat, whether by a simple weasel, the crow of a rooster, or its own reflection, reminds us that even the most terrifying forces have weaknesses. Every great power has its antidote, and in the end, balance is always restored. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and thanks for watching.